Hey guys, office, just been doing some stuff and wanted to touch bases with you guys because we've been a little bit wonky this week. And
put up 2 RET videos recently, right?
Yep, and we are going to, this weekend we're going out of town.
Yep.
We're going to Nashville, Tennessee, and we're going to BlimeyCon.
Which is something that only some of you probably
Yeah, only some of you probably know that. It's a kind of a small get-together for an elite group
of patrons,
of people who
support the BlimeyCon channel.
Yeah, so
we're friends with the guys over there. We did a ad with them last year. We went to Nashville and hung out for a bit.
And if you watch the origin story videos, they're actually in that a little bit.
Yeah.
Like this
episode
much.
4?
I don't remember.
I think it was episode 4.
Whichever one is like taken.
Yes,
that episode.
The one. Yes, back when we were doing story material there. We've been busy, guys. I tell you, we've been really busy. We took part in a 48-hour film contest this last weekend.
That's also part of the reason that we've been busy. Yeah,
that was something we were busy on. We can't release it to you guys until after it's been shown.
But we wanted to make it so that we could show it to you guys and be relevant to the channel.
It is relevant to the channel. It's hilarious. You're going to love it. Coming out either on the 5th or the 6th. It depends on what day it's shown. I think it's going to come out on the 5th, like late, like nighttime on the 5th.
Hey Swan, how you doing?
Hey. So you guys are going to enjoy that, I'm sure. Steven gets
because everybody who's seen it has said it's funny. So I mean, like, we're obviously biased because we made it, but the people that we've shown it to said it was funny. So,
yeah. But this was the first 48-hour film contest I've been in. I was in a 72-hour contest once, but this is the first 48-hour one.
It's literally the only film contest that I've been in.
Yes.
So, yeah.
And Steven did an excellent job. It's mostly Steven.
Had to pull in some of my comedy sketch days.
Did you know this guy used to do stand-up comedy?
I only did stand-up a couple of times. Most of my comedy stuff.
That's a couple more times than
most of my comedy stuff was sketch comedy, and that was on an old channel that is completely renamed now. And yeah, so I don't even remember. I don't even know what it's called now. So I don't even know if you can find it.
A question that we were recently asked by you guys was, when is the Guts video going to be made?
Yes.
Which we have a plan for that.
Yes.
Steven is going to do the movements for it and teach you how to do the certain movements that we came up with. And then we're going to ask you guys to actually film yourselves doing it and submit it to us so we can actually make
like a compilation
an actual
video.
Guts realignment training workout video featuring all of you wonderful people.
Yes, so that you guys helped us make it, so you're going to help us make it more.
Yay.
Yeah. So if you guys are interested in that, please be on the lookout for that so that we can get your videos in so that we can properly make that video. Because I'm excited about it. People have been asking about the Guts video, and I know that I'm pretty excited to make it because it's fun stuff that I like to chop wood and pick up logs and do stuff that's weird. So that. There's
other stuff in the pipeline, such as the Hajime video we put out, such as this film festival that we entered. So now that everything that was ahead of Guts in the pipeline is done, that should be coming, or the second phase to that should be coming very soon.
Well, hello there, Justin.
Hello. Normally we would do this on a Friday or Saturday probably.
Yeah, but we're actually going to be driving all day Friday.
Yeah, so it's a long road to Nashville for us. Some people are coming from Texas.
Is it like 7 hours?
7 hours for us, but I know at least one family from coming to BlimeyCon from Texas.
I hope they're not driving.
No, they are.
Oh my gosh.
That's what I heard. I know people are coming from Australia. We got
what?
People fly. Dude, people fly international. Australia, yeah.
Wow.
The BlimeyCon community is a lot
I
of
don't
fun.
know that I would go from one country to another for such a small con.
Such a small BlimeyCon.
Yeah.
Hey, look.
No offense, guys.
No offense.
If you guys were further than Nashville, I don't think I'd be going.
It's worth it. I had a lot of fun there last year, and I get to show up there about 50 pounds lighter than I was last time I came, so that's pretty cool. Speaking of my weight, if you want to give them a little update about that, there was some stagnation.
Yeah,
there was some gaining weight back.
So the big issue with that is not staying with your diet, and I've said this before. You cannot out-train a bad diet. I don't know what that sound was.
It wasn't just not dieting, not taking the diet. It was also not doing cardio anymore because Once it got so hot outside, I no longer wanted to do cardio, and I just stopped. I could do it when it was cooler out there, but not anymore. But
we've actually got him doing cardio in the morning and in the evening.
So I'm getting up at like 6 in the morning to go do cardio in the morning, and I'm going.
He's been very diligent with it. I'm very proud.
Yeah, so I'm finally going back down a little bit. Steven created something for me called
The Plan to Eradicate the Fat.
Which is of course a parody on a Dragon Ball Z movie.
Yeah, well, it's actually a game.
The title.
The game.
Oh, the game, which was
turned into a movie. Yeah. Anyway,
has now become a workout plan. It was the plan that Toei had from the beginning. Game, movie, workout plan.
Exactly.
It's very, very hard. I'm looking at it right now. It's on the side.
It's very simple, but it's sort of brutal.
Yeah, it's simple, brutal. So the plan is hour and a half morning walk, hour and a half evening walk, 50 band pull-aparts, 50 wall push-ups, 50 other bodyweight exercises that I get to choose.
Our normal workout.
Plus our normal workout. Then I have to eat 2,000 calories or less. I take the pills that I'm supposed to be taking, my supplements, which I never do. Drink a gallon of water. He also wants me to drink green tea.
But he does not want to drink green tea.
I don't want to drink green tea. If I can put honey in it, then sure, but I can't put honey in it.
You can put an artificial sweetener in it, that's fine.
Okay, I'll have to look into that. Anyway, that's the plan to eradicate the fat. It's a lot of work.
Yeah, and honestly, in the week, he's only been on it for a week. In the week that he's been on it,
I already lost 2 pounds.
He's already lost 2 pounds.
And been on it is me trying to get on it. So like I'm doing walks.
He's not been
the calories have been around 2,000. I've not done all of my exercises apart from my normal workout that I'm supposed to be doing.
So even mostly following it, he's still managed to drop weight.
Even halfway following it, I'm already dropping some weight, which is good. So once I get fully on board here, it's gonna be
so I mean, if he was to follow
dropping it fast,
the way that I put it together, it would be quite substantial.
What other news do we have?
Let's see here. So we've got the plan to eradicate the fat, which, by the way, hold on just a second.
Comments.
Oh, that's fantastic. That's a really good way to motivate you. Like, you know what? I completely
really
understand that, because there was a time when I was before I would go to the gym, I would watch training compilation from kung fu movies or anime stuff, and I would, so I completely get that. But go ahead, you were saying something.
I was going to say, Real Anime Training Plus, we've been adding more and more content there. We now have 165 exercise demonstration videos on there,
and there's a bunch of them about to go up.
We got 15 more that I'm going to be uploading tonight. So we're always adding more stuff to that website for those who are paying.
If you didn't watch the Hajime no Ippo video, we told you guys that we have debuted the First Steps program,
which is the
Ippo
boxing program.
Ippo boxing.
It starts off with the fishing boat workout, and then what we just had on the channel, the basic training workout. That's part of the program,
and then
you're going to be able to go through the entire 5-year program plus.
I'm in the process of about to put up the first section of Limit Breaker,
which is the Goku training program.
Yep.
It's going to take you from Mount Paozu all the way to whatever. We're about to get that up. There's the Origin Story course, which is all about habit building. There's the S class, which is the One Punch Man program. We're also going to add. We were talking about doing this, adding the plan to eradicate the fat.
As in the fat loss program.
So it's Origin Story is the beginner's workout program on there. Plan to eradicate the fat is basically, do you need to lose weight right now?
Do you need to lose weight? Do this.
Yeah.
This will work.
Origin Story is a very broad, it's painted with a very broad brush. It's this could the students for this could be encapsulated in any number of places.
It could be a heavy person, it could be a light person, it could be
someone who just needs to gain muscle and not lose weight.
Somebody who's starting out.
But this thing is, are you Duffy?
Yeah, are you a fat person?
Do you have this?
Do you want to not be a fat person?
That's going to be that. So we'll have look at having 5 courses. No, 6 courses because somebody on Plus requested.
Yeah, so I've got there's
another kind of program.
Another workout that's coming up pretty soon, thanks to Jeremiah Green. He requested a grip and deadlift based workout, program based around a Ganryu, who is a Tekken sumo wrestler. So it's a weird combination of sumo wrestling and like powerlifting and strongman stuff. So it's like it was really weird to build, pretty fun, and we've still got to make the videos for it. So I'm having to learn some. I'm having to practice like certain sumo movements because some of those are in there.
Because Steven's not a strong man. He's a strong man, but he's not a strong man. Nor is he a strong man. I feel like it sounded like that. Sorry. Not only is he a strong man, a sumo man, because that's not his body type, especially not right now. We're going to reach out to somebody to help us make those videos, because if we're not going to teach you something that he can't actually show you, right?
So I mean, like let me see here. Yeah, we do. We actually, the stomp is in the program. It's actually a portion, like that's a large portion of what sumo wrestlers do. It builds a lot of balance, builds a lot of leg strength. But it's just a portion of it. So because I mean, it's a sumo inspired powerlifting / strongman workout. So yeah, I wouldn't. If you were a sumo wrestler, it's like not a thing that you would want to do, like to try to be good at sumo. But because honestly though, if you're a sumo wrestler, you have a sumo program in your camp, so like don't even worry about that.
Yeah, so we'll be reaching out to get some help with making that course.
Yeah, most of that's going to be because I don't have access to a lot of strongman equipment, and mostly like Atlas stones. You can make an Atlas stone. We could just make an Atlas stone.
I mean,
but it's actually not that hard.
I think you would need a lot of rubber bands.
No, it's actually no. What? I don't keep
rubber band balls.
No.
Really
so actually, all you need to do is like you make a paper mache, like so you take like a you can do different things like a dodgeball or a beach ball, and you make a paper mache thing around it. Let it harden.
Okay.
You open up the top of it, pop the ball, pull the ball out, and then pour the concrete in it, and then let it set.
Okay, yeah, interesting.
So I mean, you can actually.
Someone just asked us to make a video on how to make an Atlas stone. That's not a bad idea.
Oh,
you could do that.
We could make
a video. Yeah.
I'm gonna have to do a few test runs of that first because I've never made one.
The rubber band thing was like it's like supposed to be like I was thinking like a Pinky and the Brain joke. Are you thinking what I'm thinking? I think so, but we would need a lot of rubber bands for that.
Well, unfortunately, that went completely over my head.
It's okay. Pinky and the Brain has been off the air for a very long time.
Although they are bringing Animaniacs back.
That's true. They are.
They are re-releasing that.
I wonder what that's going to be.
My son is super excited about that because he's still like, Animaniacs was before his time, but he will watch the crap out of that, and he has memorized several of like Yakko's songs.
Okay.
Like the countries and like
those are at least educational.
Yeah.
If you want your kids to have something stuck in their head, let it actually.
If I want that boy to learn anything, I just put it into song version. Like
that's a very good idea.
Especially rap, he just like picks rap up like crazy. And the boy's he's so fast too. His mouth can just.
Yeah, that's a good way to do that. Make
it
fun, which is what we're trying to do with training.
Making things fun is the way that you stay consistent.
So can we turn training into a song? Kettlebell lift, kettlebell curl.
No,
not.
No, I don't think so. So we just kind of wanted to update you guys. We're going out of town.
There will be vlogs from out of town.
There will be some vlogs out of town. I don't know that they will be live vlogs. We might just
they'll
vlog and then upload it when we get back.
Yeah, that's what we're thinking. We've been talking about the future of this channel. We've got a lot of plans coming up that we don't want to talk about just yet. We don't know how long it will be before we can implement the plans.
But we've been evolving and we've been growing. I looked at our numbers for like subscribers and views and all that stuff for the past like 90 days, and it's just like, and so that's pretty nice.
That way.
Oh,
depends on what they're seeing. Actually,
yeah, I don't know.
Like, I think what we see is reversed.
This. It's going up. If you see this line here, you can see that it is plainly going up, and that's what our channel's been doing recently. I've been very excited about that, and I would like it to continue to do that. So if you would, please just share all of our content with everybody.
All of it.
Everybody that you know.
Not this one, because this is
just us talking.
Just talking to you. I mean, it's fine. Do you have any questions for us about the future of the channel, about your training and how it's going?
Yeah, we've got a few minutes, so if you guys have any questions, please.
What are you excited about?
Love to answer some questions, or I would love to hear what's going on in your life.
I could also rant about how angry I am at DC and Marvel.
Yes, Origin Story is coming back. It's one of those things where I'm like, hey, Duffy, have you made that next Origin Story video yet? And he's like, nope.
No, not yet.
Nope, didn't do it.
Hey, guys, we were talking about BlimeyCon. Yours truly, Chris, will be there. So the first shall be last guy that everyone...
Which he retired that.
He did retire that. But you know what? He said that before, which...
yeah, we'll see you in a few days, Chris.
He has said he retired that before, but it's kind of like Miyazaki. You know, he says, I am done making these Studio Ghibli movies, and then he comes back out of retirement. So I'm sure Chris is going to be doing the first shall be last again. You can never trust that guy to stop.
Yeah,
that was a little random tangent there, but we're not going to take any further than that. Otherwise,
yeah, but Origin Story is coming back. We're probably, we weren't really sure what we wanted to do with it.
I want to get it out now. I want to get it out today.
He started out in your shoes, Duffy.
Oh, good. I'm glad. Well, I mean, I'm not glad. No one should have to start out in my shoes, but the fact that you did start is good. I'm glad that's inspiring. I want to get it out now. I have so much footage. I just need to sit down and figure out what to say. Yeah,
honestly, what's funny is that every time he's like, oh yeah, I'm going to do it, and then he records some more stuff. And he's like, oh yeah, I'm going to do it, and then he records some more stuff. So he's got so much right now.
A lot of content ready. I need to figure out
I feel like this episode's going to be like a 30-minute Origin Story episode.
It's like, hello everyone, I have a lot to tell you. And I also have a lot of footage to go with it. There's been so much that I have filmed at the gym. I have filmed during training. Like I did wall handstands once or 3 times now and filmed that. I don't know where to start. And really, there's going to be like, while we're at BlimeyCon, while we're in Nashville, there's going to be enough going on then that I could probably make another Origin Story video. So I want it to be like separate. Because right now, the content I have for the next OS episode could fill 2 or even 3 episodes on its own.
Which is why
I don't want to add another
episode.
But
you could have the next episode be like 30 minutes long, and it's like a big
Origin Story, the movie, episode 7.
But not.
The Duffy Awakens. The Duff Awakens. I heard somebody use Duff as an insult
golf
today.
term.
A golf term, I guess.
Yeah.
Someone was like, I duffed up that shot. And
no, it's like I duffed the shot, and I was like, I looked right at him and I
duffed the shot, yeah. I was like, oh, well, thank you. So glad that my name getting used. Apparently Duff means pudding in Irish.
Does it?
Which might explain a lot, I'm not sure. I'm determined to change the meaning of that into overwhelmingly attractive man.
Okay, yeah. Question about grip training. What you got?
Oh, yeah. I have not.
I have been doing a lot of that recently.
Yes. Did you tell them what you're doing?
I don't know. I don't know if I told, but I'm going to answer his question first, and then we can go there. Give me a question about your grip training.
While you're waiting for that question, you could just say what you've been doing.
Hey, stop messing with the green screen.
Why?
Because I like it being there. Do you recommend doing on a pull day to save your forms by doing it earlier? Do you recommend doing it on a pull day or doing it? Okay, so yeah, I would recommend doing it on a pull day. So that would be pull-ups or on like pull-ups and rows or on a deadlift day. Because you're going to get primary, like you're going to have those activated during your pull-ups or during the deadlifts, especially because it's such a heavy weight. And then you can kind of work on it additionally to really get that to build the muscle and to get all the stuff going on. But you also want to make sure that you are doing extensor work, not just flexion. So if I'm doing flexor work here, closing my hand by gripping, I also want to do the extensor work. So something that I like to do and I tell everybody to do because it's a good, simple, cheap way to do it. 5-gallon bucket, fill it with sand, open your hand up in the sand, move it around, go like that.
That's really good therapy too, because my wife has tendon issues in her right hand, and so Steven told her, get a 5-gallon bucket, some sand. I went out and bought that for her. She started doing that, and after about a week, it was no longer hurting her as much, and she just kept doing it. And with consistency, as we always talk about here, with consistency, she was able to actually really train her tendons to relax and stop causing pain in herself. So sand therapy is very good for grip training and for
so if your grip is your weak point, like if you're doing deadlifts and you're trying to do deadlifts by using straps, don't do that anymore, because you want to train that weak point. So he was like, oh, I'm trying to train my back. So it's like, yeah, that's great. Let your back, you're going to train your back doing other stuff with good mornings and doing squats and other stuff like that. So if you are lacking in your grip strength, make sure that you are always trying to train it on the other moves. So grab the bar super hard. Don't just let it barely sit there. Grab the bar super hard. When you are doing pushing movements, even when you are trying to do bench press, squeeze that bar like you're trying to melt it. Because whenever you are grabbing onto something, or when you're picking yourself, you want to make sure that you're really squeezing, because if you're just barely holding, you're not having a lot of activation of the muscles in the forearm, and you're just sort of holding on with the tendons. And so you want to try to make sure that you are really gripping to activate all the muscles in the forearm. Muscular innervation. Hopefully that answered your question. So I don't know what your training split looks like, but I would typically put grip training on. So fingertip push-ups. I like them. I wouldn't start doing them on the ground if you're not used to it. You can just very easily do it against the wall. So if I can put your things right here, I can just kind of do wall fingertip push-ups. And that's a good way to get started, and you can do a larger number of repetitions to get used to it. Because your fingers are so small, and because they're individually not very strong, you don't want to try to jump up too quickly in intensity, because it's very easy to bend them back and get them out of position. And we want to try to make sure that they maintain I talk about posture in other movements. There's finger posture. You want to make sure that you can maintain that in that movement. So that's why you want to start on against the wall or against some other sort of surface that's a little bit inclined, so that you're not putting too much pressure on those fingers right off the bat, so that when you finally do get to the ability to do fingertip push-ups, that you're not feeling like they're going to snap. Because that's not good. Don't hurt yourself.
So Steven is training for something.
I am training to break a world record. I was training before, couple of years ago, to break this world record, ended up hurting myself, and so I was not able to continue to do that, and that was very upsetting to me, because I'm sort of naturally good at this. I'm pretty good at doing pull-ups, not necessarily high repetition. I have gotten to the point where I could do 20-21 pull-ups in a row, but for some reason I'm just really good at, if you pile a bunch of weight on me, still doing a pull-up. So I want to break the world record for the heaviest pull-up, and it's going to take some time, and we'll get to that question here in just a minute as soon as I get done talking about this. Part of my problem before is that I was trying to do too quick in my progressions, and I was not also doing my appropriate accessory work to keep myself healthy, and ended up with a tendinosis thing going on here on this little tendon right here that runs up the forearm. But thankfully, I am making sure that I'm not doing my progression too rapidly, and I'm doing a sort of an undulating periodization thing where I'm up and down and up and down and up and down, but it's gradually moving up. And then I'm also focusing on making sure that I'm working extensors so that the whole forearm is healthy, and I am working on doing more specific bicep movement so that it can help support the lat pulling. Lots of stuff going on with that. I've centered most of my training around trying to break that record, and I don't know how long it's going to take me, but I will keep you guys updated periodically on how that is going. And I had a question. Did you see what that was, Steph?
Yes. Swan wants to know if could you replace barbell exercises like the squat, weighted carry, and lunge with dumbbells because IWBA. Ignore the last part.
Okay. Yes, you can replace the barbell versions with the dumbbells. The only problem with that is that you will not be able to load as much weight onto that. So if you're using dumbbells, the positive thing about that is that you'll be able to put it in different positions, like things. So if it won't be in the front of your body, but you can put it on the sides of your body for the deadlift. So if you have issues with form or whatever, that may be able to get around that. With the squats, holding it in a front rack position will allow you to be able to hold it in different ways. So mobility wise, it might be a little bit easier than using a barbell, but you're not going to be able to put as much weight on you, which means that you will not develop as much strength. That's just a given. You cannot develop as much strength with just dumbbells as you can with a barbell. That's a given. That's why you don't see powerlifters using dumbbells in lieu of their barbell work, because I want to try the Hajime Nippo fishing boat workout. Okay, yeah.
Oh, that's right. You told us in the video you're going somewhere, right? You're gonna head
No, that's somebody else.
Somebody else.
That's somebody else.
Someone else had a very similar question.
So all right. So if you are doing the especially on the Hajime Nippo fishing boat workout, because you start with such light weights, you can actually kind of get around that. So for the front rack carry, you can have it be in like a goblet position. And for the front squats and the front rack walking lunges, you can have it be in a goblet position, or you can hold it in like a front rack position with the dumbbell right here. That can be a little uncomfortable though. But it might be a little bit more difficult to do with the back squat. So what I'd probably do with that is I would probably take those dumbbells and put them on your shoulder like this and hold them so that they are more centered on your shoulder rather than being in front. And so that's going to be able to put the weight in a different position that would mimic having a barbell on your back, but it's not going to be exactly right. And because it starts so slowly as far as like the weight being lighter, it's okay to start with the dumbbells because it'll be a while before you get to the point where you're actually lifting a significant amount of weight. So for the back squat or the barbell walking lunge, the dumbbells are going to go here. And for the front squat or the front rack walking lunge, the dumbbells are either going to be held here, like in front of you, or they will be held. You can hold it right here or in a goblet position. So that's fine. You still want to maintain that posture though. I'm glad that I could help you there. Work with what you've got. In general, real anime training workouts are guides. So obviously I would prefer if you did them the way that they're written, because I like it and that's how I wrote it. But if you are unable to do that, then it is, as long as you're staying true to the principles and keeping good form, you can kind of do what you need to do with it. Thank you for asking the question. Do you guys have any other questions? I know we only got 3 people in the room right now, so probably don't have too much else going on. I'm not sure what Duffy's doing.
Sorry, taking care of something.
Okay. He disappeared.
Yes, I did.
Okay.
I'm okay with
Let's see here. Yes. Alex says, Baki. I don't know what you mean by that. It's a thing that exists. We've made videos about him.
We've got the Baki's trainer workout. We've got Baki's
shadowboxing extravaganza. We've got
shadowboxing.
Shadowboxing extravaganza. We've got Baki's Iron Will workout.
We just did the Iron Will workout too. So I mean, we can always make more. But
yeah,
let's give it some time.
Like I've said before, I have more Grappler Baki stuff.
Oh, he wants to know if we saw Baki.
Oh yeah, I've been watching like on Kiss Anime. I've been watching every time the new one comes out. Some of my favorite stuff is happening right. Like, I love the fight between Spec and Hanayama. It's really interesting watching it animated now when you've seen the anime. I mean, excuse me, when you've read the manga, because the manga is just so drawn out, and you're like, you expect the fight to be longer, but it really isn't. It's super short, and so it's like, it's sort of disappointing, but then you also it kind of really hammers home, like at least in Hanayama's case, just how freaking strong he is. Hey, Storyman, how you doing, man? Glad to have you. Where you been in the forums?
Yeah, where you been,
at?
man?
Where you at? Been looking for you. Leo's in there all the time.
Make me come down there.
Yeah, Leo's in there all the time. Where are you at? You think I'd call you out in the comments?
Didn't think so, but no, we do. Just once you think you are safe, that is when you are not safe.
Yes, exactly.
Now, we've got the forums that are a big part of Round Training Plus, so when we see someone not using them...
I was there last night.
Yeah, did you post anything? Did you?
I don't know.
Actually,
I don't know if you did or not.
I don't know, because we haven't actually checked today, so I'm going to go check.
Because I haven't looked at the forums today yet.
I look at this stuff.
Where am I at?
No, not... Why on earth would it want me to go to that?
I don't know.
You know what it was saying?
No.
Typed in forums my URL bar and it's like, your fitness?
No.
No.
So, also, if you guys haven't noticed, I've taken...
No, he did. He posted in a couple of different places.
Dagnabbit.
You know what? We are very sorry, and to show you how sorry we are for accusing you, Story Man, I'm going to take the Soul Beater and kill Steven. Ow! That kind of hurt.
Okay, so, what was I saying? Oh, if you guys have not noticed, on the old Blogspot website, everything is gone. I took it all down because I want you guys to come to the new stuff. What did you say?
Okay. I think that was in the idea of I'm going to kill Steven. Okay.
Posted 3. Yeah, okay, good. Good job, Storyman. Well, I will go say some stuff on that later to comment. Please don't kill Steven. Okay, but, no. Okay, it's okay. He won't kill me. Hopefully.
The problem with doing this,
it would not.
See
you know what?
Screen, so
although it would not be the first time that I've had someone pull a baseball bat on me.
Really?
Yeah. No. When I was in the 6th grade.
Back when you were a fat kid?
No. This is right after I'd stopped being a fat kid.
Oh, so it was like, I don't want you to be skinny and strong.
No. So like I rode the bus.
Like not be in the center of the screen.
I rode the bus every day, and there was a couple of kids that were just, being jerks. As kids are often jerks, and oh look, you found a place to put the bat.
Yay!
So, they bother me day after day after day, and I was just like, I'd had enough, and I was like, all right, fine. If you guys want to fight, let's fight. And so, like, the one guy, came up and started, being stupid, and he was like, oh, you don't know what I'm going to do, you don't know what I'm going to do, moving around, and then, like, in the middle of doing this, reared back and threw a haymaker. And I'm like, if you're going to do all that stuff, why throw a haymaker? So I just moved out of the way, and as he spun around, I grabbed him by the wrist, and I punched him in the back of the head like 6 or 7 times, and then pushed him on the ground. Well, that was the end of that. They went home. And then,
cool.
Then the next day we come to the bus stop, and everybody's just saying K, and like, okay. And then we came to the bus stop, and they pulled out baseball bats, and I was like, okay, well, we're gonna have to go hard today.
Doing this today.
So I was like, this is what we're doing. And then the bus pulled up like immediately right after that. So I was like, I probably, saved myself from getting the crap beat out of me by 2 people with baseball bats, or if I was lucky enough, hurting them and then possibly getting in real big trouble. So don't fight. It's last thing.
If you're going to fight, make sure it's something you have to do.
Yeah. So fighting is last resort.
But
fortunately after that, after all that stuff, parents got together and were like, talking to each other, and then they were like, my son's crazy and he will punch you. if you're, bully him or whatever. So it's like,
if your brat comes with him with baseball bat,
but and then their parents
will pull out.
What's funny is that their parents were like, you know what, you're right. If our kids are bullying, he should totally beat the crap out of them. And I was like, I have license to do that. Cool. And so at that point, it stopped. And though they wanted to be friends at that point. So
look, any kids of mine, I'm gonna have the same exact rule. Like, look, if you start something, and I know you started it, I hope the other kid beats you up. Learn your lesson.
Yeah, so that I made it. So the last person who came in asked what we were doing. I was just telling a story of my younger days when I
killed someone.
When I beat when I managed
when you defended yourself.
When I managed to defend myself.
What
is it? Alex, what are you going on about? It's like, cool. What? I don't know what you're talking.
I said you killed someone. Maybe that's what
I did not kill anyone.
My kid.
Why is the soul beater on the coat rack?
Because do you have a baseball rack that I can take from you right now? No? Then it's going up there.
Is there a workout program you've written that you would want to see somebody do on video just for the potential entertainment value?
Ooh, that's interesting.
I don't know. I actually do not know the answer to that question. I've never really considered
somebody doing that.
Yeah, I've never really considered that. So I'm going to have to think about that one because I'm not sure.
Interesting question. Is it like a battery?
It was a low battery thing, yeah.
15% battery. It's okay. Yeah, we got time.
We've got time
to do this. We've already been doing it for like 30 minutes. We got some people watching too. So, to recap what most of you were not here for, we're working on stuff. There will be an origin story video. We are going to Nashville, Tennessee for BlimeyCon.
Yep.
Steven once punched a kid 6 times in the back of the head. When he
I was a kid, not as an adult.
I did not.
Goodness gracious.
Also, if you are submerged in water, you are not wet.
Yes, you are.
Yes, you are. I somehow managed to get under his skin by arguing that if you're underwater, you're not wet.
You are wet.
Yeah,
if you're underwater.
Maybe. The science isn't in yet. So easy to mess with this guy.
All apparently you had to do was say that when you're underwater, you're not wet, and then 3 more people joined the chat.
Seriously?
There's 9 people.
9 people now. Okay.
Okay. Well, all right. Well, I'm going to say again. Do you guys have any questions? Oh, we do a My Hero Academia training episode.
Yeah. Okay. Look at that. Isaac
That's not true. That's not true. You're wet when you're under the water.
No, you're not.
You are wet when you're under the water. You just feel different when you're out. We're not doing this story. We're not doing this again. I gave myself a headache earlier about this. We're not doing this.
Him and my wife are both like, "You dumbass! What's wrong with you?" I'm just. That's what happens. My
no,
opinion.
we're not. We can have a completely different video to argue about that, but we're not doing that right now.
There's a lot of different content. Speaking of doing video on that, there's so much we want to do. Oh, okay. Lindsay's dad agrees with you guys,
and Alex agrees. Storyman, you're outnumbered.
No, I'm big enough to count for at least 2 people.
That's not how that works. So My Hero Academia stuff. Yeah, I'll probably do a workout for that at some point. I don't know when. There's so much content that I can make that's new or that could make that is based on all the real anime training workouts that we have on the blog already. I could literally make a workout a week and I would probably not run out of stuff for 5 years. No, more than that. It's a lot. It's a lot. Oh, we also have new business cards. I don't know what Duffy's proud.
Duffy's proud because he designed this.
Duffy designed the new business cards, so he's happy about that.
Stevens says personal trainer, where mine says website designer. And oh crap! Wait, it's backwards. Hang on.
I don't think it matters.
So that's what that looks like on one side. And over here we got that. So I'm quite happy with these. And Steven and I have cards to give out. We actually got to give one away at the gym actually.
Yeah, we did get to do that. anytime that Duffy wants to brag on himself, that's fine. That's a good thing, you know.
I have so little to brag about, Steven.
That's not true. You have
So
a lot
little.
of technical skill.
Yes, but I can only brag about that so much before it gets annoying. It's like, okay, this is correct. Okay, that's it. No,
Okay, that's
no,
all.
I'm not gonna harp on it.
I'd say time wise, we've only got about 10, 15 minutes max left to do stuff right now. So
because
you guys,
we need to look into rental cars.
Yeah, we got to get a rental car for
because my car does not have enough room to fit my family, and his car is old.
Yeah, and we're not driving 2 cars up there.
No,
there's no point.
His car. Steven does not think his van would make it up to Nashville.
No.
So,
it might, but I'm not risking it.
Yeah, it might get up there, but then coming back down.
Yeah, it's like I feel like we would get like into North Carolina, and I would have to leave my van somewhere in North Carolina.
Yeah, that thing had broken down on us twice since I started working with him. Once it was a flat tire, and the next time it was the brakes. The other tire.
No, it was tires both times.
It was both tires both times.
Yeah.
So if we go to Nashville and come back, do the math. That's 17 tires you need to change. Your van is terrible. So my car can fit 6 people, but there's 7 of us.
Yes.
Because it's him, his wife, his
and
kid,
that's not counting
me, my wife, my
luggage.
Wait, no, my car can 5 people. There's 6 of us.
Yes.
Because I'm wrong.
Yeah, it's okay.
And then we gotta throw luggage in there too. So like we could throw your son in the trunk and just cover him with luggage so the cops don't see him.
But I don't think that's gonna work.
He might not survive the trip, so
that's probably not a good idea.
We want everyone to get there alive, so pesky things like not breaking the law and keeping this kid alive is gonna make this harder on us.
I have not. I have never done any drug ever. I have had alcohol before in very small amounts. But I've never done anything else. I've never smoked a cigarette. I've never nothing.
I have only one experience with drinking alcohol, and it was on accident. It was at church.
Is your phone vibrating?
It's
doing that ring thing.
Okay, so my phone for some reason likes to ring or vibrate like it's ringing, and then but not show a call screen. So I don't know what's going on with it. But I have one story about when I had alcohol once. It was on accident. I was visiting a friend's church where they do wine instead of grape juice for communion, and I took it. It was like, it smells really weird. I keep my head down and keep my not say anything. Oh, I don't know what this is. And then I drank it, and then I spat it out, and it was like, bah! In the middle of a very quiet church, and everyone's just like, that boy's possessed over there.
He can't take communion.
That was interesting. And my one experience with cigarettes was, I left a soda can open, and someone dumped cigarettes in it, and then I drank it, and then I spat it out. And I was like 7, so...
I've done that too.
Oh, disgusting.
Oh, that's so bad.
Yes, but the community story is very funny.
As far as the Toriko training, I have only seen like 3 episodes of Toriko. So what I'll probably have to do is just go read the manga, because whenever I'm doing research for this stuff, I almost never have time to actually watch the series, because it takes so much time to sit down for 22 minutes and see the whole thing. So I can zip through the manga, but watching the anime takes so much longer. I might do a Toriko workout at some point, but it's really just sort of like what the Plus members want, and then what everybody is like sort of like coming together for after that. So let me know if you guys have any other questions, or Duffy's question. You can ask Duffy questions too. That's fine if you have questions about content creation, because we are
throwing around this idea. We talked about this once on the channel before, maybe during the live stream. Throwing around the idea of me starting my own channel where I can do like tech related stuff, because I just finished building the whole Real Anime Training website with membership thing and this and that. I learned a lot on the job there, so I might want to start making content like that, which wouldn't actually fit here. Plus, there's other things I want to do, like games and maybe some vlogs and whatnot. So we're throwing around the idea of a secondary channel. When and if that comes to pass, we will let you know when that happens. Until then, this is the place to find me.
And Luffy Alex, the Luffy workout, we actually had one. It's Luffy the Rubber Man.
Yep.
And then I was going to do another Luffy workout. I was going to do Luffy's early training, which is a workout that I made to kind of mimic the things that he would do prior to getting a devil fruit. So it's just like a general fitness workout. That one's pretty cool.
How often do we go training?
We train most days. So, and like...
on paper, we train for an hour, Monday through Friday together, and then I've got things I got to be doing on my own time. And Steven goes to the gym most Monday through Friday for another hour, right?
Yeah.
Without me?
So yeah, I'll go. I'll train again
with his real family.
I'll train with him, and then I'll go train with my wife, or I'll train by myself. So I go 2 hours a day, Monday through Friday, and then I've been working on doing some endurance stuff too, because I've got some races coming up soon. So I mean, I just built a whole program. Like, if you missed it before, I just built my program with heaviest pull-up being my first priority. Second priority is building my endurance to make sure that I don't die on all of my races that I've got coming up. Well, there's only 2 of them. And then after that is just general, like, martial arts ability, because I like to keep that. Somebody else.
Storyman asked, "How do you set current goal?
How do you set clear goals?"
Clear goals. Let me give that. Let me try.
Give that a shot
at answering that,
okay.
and then you can give the real answer.
Okay, go for it. Okay. Go for it.
Just ask yourself this question: what is it you need, or why do you even care about training? For me, it was. Oh, we really do need to
plug that in.
I will plug it in for answer this question. I'll give my shot here. Ask yourself that question: what is it that you're doing this for? Are you just doing it because you may as well? Because if so, that's not a good reason, and you will eventually stop, because may as well is a reason that can only take you for so long. For me, the reason was to stay alive for my family. That was the initial reason. And these reasons can change, evolve. You can add reasons on as you train. You might learn, oh, I actually love this, and I'm going to keep doing it. You might learn that there's another reason that's more selfish. I think a selfless goal is extremely useful, because training to stay alive so that I'm there for my wife and children is something that's kind of like, to abandon that motivation would be kind of villainous, because putting some others before yourself is very important, a very good thing to do. So it's kind of like, that's good motivation. But once you figure out your motivation, that tends to show you where your goal is. So I got a motivation
to go get a charger to make sure that this doesn't die. So he'll be right back. How much weight did you guys lose? Let's see here.
That motivation automatically comes with it a goal. So the reason I need to do this for my family, for me, the motivation was do this to stay alive. Well, what's threatening me? Well, unhealthy life, fat, eat yourself to death, and never doing anything else there. So clear goal was, okay, lose weight. So the goal was lose weight. Clear goal was really more or less getting 2 goals: long-term goal and short-term goal. When I first started Origin Story, the short-term goal was to get out of the 400s, which I have done. And that changes depending on where you are and how much progress you make. Long-term goal is the ultimate goal that you're looking to accomplish there. Now, once that's settled, that's where you get, that's how you figure out your goals and how you set them. And that's just for weight loss for me. I mean, for Steven, not everyone can have a selfless goal. That's okay. For Steven, the goal is, right now, do the world's heaviest pull-up, which brings it with itself certain goals that you need to meet, which require conditioning and strength.
Sure. So when you're setting goals, you want to make sure that that why is important. But so it's, first of all, it's like your goal has to come from somewhere. So it's either a desire, or in Duffy's case, a fear or something like that. So you want to try to, acknowledge where that's coming from, so that you can properly address what your goal is going to be. So it's like, oh, I'm tired of being weak, I want to be stronger. Okay, cool, that's a good general goal. Let's make that a little bit more specific. What kind of strength do you want? Like, do you want to have, bigger muscles? Do you want to be able to lift a certain amount of weight? Do you want to be able to do a certain number of reps on something? And then once you've clearly defined that, she's like, this is the thing that I actually want, then it allows you to be able to, since that's more specific, break it down into smaller things that you can then form a plan for. So it's really all about what your desires are, because not everyone has the same goals, because not everyone has the same desires. So it doesn't make a whole lot of sense for me to have the same set of goals that Duffy has, because he has a different set of needs and a different set of desires. Sometimes those goals come in the form of, I have to fix it because I can't accomplish something else that I want. Because if you have a poor postural position, if you're kyphotic, which just means a forward rounded position in the upper, in the thoracic spine, then that's going to get in the way of some of your other strength goals, or in some, other things that you're trying to do. So fixing that is going to help, it's a natural goal that's going to pop up for you in trying to accomplish another goal. So those sort of things, once you get what you want, it's like, I want this, then you can say, okay, how do I get there? Okay, and in the process of getting there, some other smaller goals are going to pop up that you're going to be able to check off that list to be able to help you get to that point. There's actually an article that we recently wrote. How do you get that article again, Duffy?
Which article? The option?
Yeah.
Okay, so the article that we just wrote is called 10 Reasons Why Working Out Isn't Working Out.
Yeah.
You can get that by going to realanimetraining.com, which I'm going to put in the chat box right now.
He's going to put this in the chat box right now so you guys can get an article that will help you guys in goal setting.
What this is it really about goal setting though?
It's a lot about goal setting.
Yeah, there's something about goal setting in there. So you'll get, if you go to the site, the very top of the page, there's a little spot to put your email in. We are going to send you, if you do that, the article, 10 Reasons Why Working Out Isn't Working Out, which has stuff about goal setting, as well as a lot of other things that you could be messing up on, as well as 3 quick reference guides to workouts. These are little things that fit, but these are things that fit right on your phone screen so that you can put it on your phone and look at it without having to scroll or anything. And we've got one for Baki's training workout, one for Nachi's Breath of Fire workout, and one for the Pokemon Go workout. These things are designed to let you be able to reference really quickly what you have to do for such a workout without having to go look things up. And also, 5 exercise demonstration videos. These are premium videos that are part of the exercise library on Real Anime Training Plus. They're going to give you a look at how to perform certain advanced exercises with proper form and how to take care of yourself while doing it. And there's all just a whole bunch of stuff that we're giving you for free. Yeah. All you got to do is go to the website, put your email address in at the top, and you can get that sent to you right away.
Yeah. So let's jump back a little bit here so we can answer
some more
questions here. I'm going to skip that because he left. What has been your experience with injuries? Okay, so my experiences with injuries, I had tendinosis that was brought on by improper progression and some other stuff that was going on when I was trying to break the world record the last time. I have broken, not like a big break, but just like a small crack, both of my big toes, and that was during my last kickboxing match. Elbows hurt. I have cracked, almost completely broken, but just cracked my nose. That was during my first MMA fight. That sucked because you could touch it and you could just hear it crackle, crackle, crackle. And then my son was just 1 year old, was a 1 year old then, and he back headbutted me right in the nose shortly after that. So that sucked. Let me see here. I have hurt my lower back. I was working almost 7 days a week, and I was doing a pretty physical job, and I was doing a lot of bending over and working on stuff. And I had just done a lot of up and down, up and down, up and down all day for about 12 hours. And I was like, I'm going to go deadlift. And I was like, I'm going to push it hard. And then I was so tired, I felt a click in my lower back. And I was messed up pretty bad for about 8 weeks. And it's taken a long time to start building up back in my deadlift again. It's a little scary too because like you don't want that to happen again. And it's like so slow progressions and then making sure that you listen to your body and that you're not letting your ego get ahead of you because you're like, oh, I can totally do this. You might want to realize that you just worked for 12 or 14 hours and you probably should go a little light today.
So we got one last question here before we really wrap things up here, and that's how do you stop craving for bad food? And I have an answer for this.
Okay.
You don't.
Yeah. Well, you don't really.
You go ahead.
You don't really stop cravings for bad food. The bad food cravings are just there, and sometimes if it's like you can set aside a 1 day a week where you just kind of let yourself go on those cravings, and that's fine. You can kind of try to replace those bad cravings in your head with like, man, I really want something sweet. What's a better alternative for that? Or it's like, if I'm craving this particular thing, if I want something salty, what's the reason? What's the reason for my body craving that? And if you can kind of figure that out, then you can say, well, here's what I actually need, and then you can eat that. So it's just sort of like acknowledging that those cravings are going to be there, and then it's not about how you feel; it's about what you do.
Mm-hmm. It's not a matter of not doing it, stopping the cravings. It's a matter of developing self-control and discipline. It's your responsibility to keep your diet in check. And here's the sinner preaching to the other sinners. I'm not good at it. Don't claim to be. I know I'm terrible at this. Discipline when it comes to eating is not something I've developed yet. There are times like I've been able to go like a whole month where I did keto. And it was very good. I didn't eat out much at all, and if I did, I made sure to eat things that were only within diet. My calories were good. I did great. And then after that month was over, may as well have never started that in the first place. And it's not like you shouldn't let your guard down. Is what I learned from that experience. If you let
don't let your guard down.
Then because that's when those cravings will just crop back up and be like, hey, cookies, cake.
You know what you like? An entire bag of tortilla chips. The whole thing.
But I never really enjoyed tortilla chips in the past, but now you do.
You think that matters? No.
I try and focus. Like, there's this. I've heard it said before, Steven, maybe you can correct me on this. I've heard it said before that if your body is craving protein, like meat, that means your body needs protein right now.
Sure.
Whereas sometimes you could crave like vegetables instead because you need what's in that. Instead, like your body sends cravings to your mind based off of what you need.
I've heard some things that cravings are based on that, but that's not always the case because Well,
it's definitely not the case if we're talking about like sweets and junk food.
Sure. I mean, I've heard some people try to explain that away too, that you actually want this when you want. But I mean, like, especially in the sugar, fat-laden era that we live in, a lot of those cravings are built in because we've been conditioned to want them, and so. That I can't really say that, oh, you want this instead of that. Your body's actually wanting vitamin K. It's like.
Well, I was thinking if you. First things first, everyone gets full. Everyone gets full. I don't care how big your stomach is.
But it takes a real hero to eat past the pain.
That's not what heroes do, man.
Oh, wait. No, that's just me.
Everyone gets full. And I think the idea, what I have learned, when I've really got the self-control going, is if my body's like, I really want ice cream. What I can do is say, okay, we can have ice cream after I am completely full. Then we'll decide if I still want ice cream or not. And I can eat, chicken and vegetables, fill myself up, and be like, okay, craving's still there, but if I eat one more speck of anything,
he will explode.
I will blow up. So we'll have ice cream when I'm not full. And by that point, maybe the craving's already gone. It's not easy, and it's not
cravings and feelings are both fickle and temporary.
Yes.
So if you can focus on determination and focus on your goals, those things will pass. All right, one last thing. We were talking about injury previously, and let me see here. Swan said that I have some bad tennis elbow in my left arm, and it's a real downer. I completely understand. Very frustrating being injured. Work around it. Try to if your elbow's messed up. Work as much as you can in the rest of your body keep moving your fitness forward the best that you can. Work on rehabilitating that with making sure that you're taking, if your doctor would allow it, a non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drug, so something like ibuprofen or Aleve. And if you've just recently injured it, ice for the pain, and then heat is going to allow it to heal a little bit better. Using taking a hot bath, using a sauna, massage, those things are all ways that you can help rehab those areas. And then try to, if you have like for instance for tennis elbow, if you have something that is specific like that, try to find the specific rehab exercises for that injury and then do those. I think that's pretty much all the time we have today. We have crossed the hour mark a little longer than I wanted to go, but it was really good having everybody in here, especially with so many people to watch this time. And we will see you guys after BlimeyCon. We're going to have that video, the video for that we've got.
We're going to have the comedy video that we made
up right after that.
Probably on the 5th.
Maybe the 6th. 5th or 6th.
It all depends. It's already uploaded, so we just got to set it to public once it's ready.
And then we've got some other stuff coming up next week. But until that time, good luck and train hard.
And good night.
And good night. Yeah. Bye-bye.
Bye.